Hey yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fizz bringing you guys the draft recap for OLT Oblivion Season 7. And your Tampa Bay Buizels just drafted a pretty sick team for the highest division in OLT. Now, if you didn't know, I did end up winning OLT last season. So, Harmony Division was like the middle division between Melody, Harmony, and Oblivion. So, I won the middle division, which is really nice against Jay. And we are now promoted to Oblivion as it should be. But Jay also got promoted, so that's really nice for him too. Really looking forward to battling him eventually this season if we do. But yeah, man, I'm really excited in this league because we're going to be facing some really tough competition, man. I'd like to think that this is my most competitive league that I've ever been in, which I think it's probably fair for me to say, quite honestly. So yeah, really looking forward to playing all these guys who are just pretty much better than me, but you know, I can finesse anybody, I can win. But yeah, man, I'm just really excited to see how I can do in this league, and hopefully I can pick up some W's, hopefully go to playoffs, and hopefully win it all, man. That's the goal. Try to go to playoffs and win it all. That's my plan in every league that I'm ever in, no matter the competition, dude. I'm just trying to win, curb everything else. That shit, you know. But yeah, man, I drafted a pretty fire team, and yeah, it's a standard points draft, and if you didn't remember last season, all these Ubers were allowed, like, my broken Genesect. Oh, I love that thing, man. I love Genesect. You got Deoxys Defense, I don't know, like Lunala, shit like that. That's broken. So they decided to ban all those things now, and the best Pokemon to give you a sense of what kinds of things were allowed this season was Meloetta, Pirouette, and Aegislash, in my opinion, and like Coco. Those three are the best Pokemon available, in my opinion. There was like nothing way too broken except Meloetta. I feel like it's just really good for this format. So yeah, naturally champions were allowed to select their draft position. Vesuvius won last season's Oblivion League because LaFrozen got hexed, but you know what, Vesuvius outplayed him, but it's all good. So yeah, he picked the first pick in the draft, and I won the second highest league, so I chose second. So yeah, man, I was really hoping that Vesuvius did not take Meloetta, because ever since last season against Soapy, Soapy had Meloetta Pirouette last season in Harmony. So I'm like, man, this thing is broken, dude. I want to get my hands on it if it's allowed next season. And it is allowed. It's probably one of the best Pokemon available. So I'm like really praying that Vest gets like Aegislash or something. And he ends up picking Coco, which is perfectly fine by me, because I get to pick up Ranko here, the Meloetta Pirouette. Now, if you don't know what Meloetta Pirouette does, first of all, it can't learn running. Well, it can learn, but it can't use the move Relic Song, which allows it to change back into its regular form, the Psychic and normal one. So I can't do that. I can't learn Relic Song, pretty much. But this thing is incredible, man. The speed tier is incredible. It's like so good. 128 outspeeds a 125s like Weavile, shit like that. It's just so good as a Pokemon, and yeah, in general, it's so hard hitting with 128 attack too. It's very solid defenses. 100 HP is actually really good for something that hits this strong, and you add like a life orb or a band or whatever. But the plethora of coverage that it gets is incredible. It, as you know, like Lopunny's dual stab is just insanely hard hitting, but it does have some troubles with its with the bulky psych counterpart like a Cresselia or whatever. But Meloetta Pirouette here has knockoff and U-turn, so it has access to both of those, including Shadow Claw, I guess. But it has access to those three moves that is able to hit Psychic types, so it can even pivot out on a Psychic type and go into one of my other Pokemon, which I think is incredible. Again, it has Lopunny coverage and more, but the one thing that really sucks about it is no access to like SD or anything like that. Its best move to set up is going to be like Power Punch and like Work Up or something like that. Calm Mind, it gets Calm Mind, but I'm probably not going to be running Calm Mind anytime soon. But yeah, that's the only downside of Meloetta Pirouette. Other than that, it's such a fast, hard-hitting Mon that can U-turn and pivot around. It's just such a good Mon. It's like a lesser Mega Lopunny, except it can carry an item, which makes it stronger than Lopunny actually. So yeah, that's really nice for Meloetta Pirouette, and a lot of things can be built around Meloetta Pirouette. So at this point in the draft, I'm like thinking, okay, well, basically I have the wheel, right, since I was the second pick. So after these, each of my picks are going to be like picked in terms of 2. Even though Vesuvius has the wheel, I basically get the wheel. So I'm going to be talking about these mons like in order like that. So yeah, I was thinking about building around Mellow to Pirouette. I was thinking, okay, I'll get Weavile next, classic stuff. But you know what? I'm like, how AIDS can I get this draft? I just want as much AIDS offense as I possibly could. And what more AIDS offense is there than, first of all, my Thundurus. Thundurus is... I hate going against Thundurus, dude. It's so obnoxious in prep. Its speed tier is incredible, outspeeding every single 110. It hits so hard. It's so annoying with pranks, your taunt, T-Wave, agility, nasty plot, and the coverage it gets is incredible. Access to U-turn, hits incredibly hard, and if I didn't mention before, this is a free Z-move league, so I can run Z Meloetta, Z Thundurus anytime I want. So this thing is so AIDS to prep for, even outside of like a really strong offensive core like this. Like Thundurus is just so annoying for me to play against, and for anybody. It's easily my least favorite mon to go against. It's just so ridiculous, the amount of utility that it has, both offensively and defensively. But Prankster is really nice for me, for Meloetta, because it can Prankster defog away spikes. Since I am drafting a pretty offensive draft right now, sorry I got out of text. But yeah, Thundurus is just incredible to pair along with Meloetta Pirouette, and aids offense with my first two picks. Thundurus is just incredible, man, and really gives me a nice speed tier. So two really solid speed tiers right off the bat, 128, which is incredible, and 111, which is very good as well. And I wanted more aids offense, so a returning member from last season to OLT is going to be the Mamoswine. I had it last season, it put in tremendous amounts of work, and Mamoswine is probably my second least favorite thing to go against, because teams rarely have switch-ins to Mamoswine in general. A single Pokemon really has switch-ins. Like, the best switch-in that exists is like, what would it be? Suicune, Scarm, but even those don't really take 2 hits after rocks if I'm banded or whatever. So I don't really know off the top of my head what Mamoswine switch-ins are, but even if there are Mamoswine switch-ins, they get bodied by Meloetta and Thundurus, so who cares? This thing is just incredibly hard hitting, gives me my first rocker, my first hazard setter on my team, which is really nice. But the only thing you're going to be running on Mamoswine is Life Orb, Band, maybe like a Berry, like a Chopper or something, and Dual Stab, Ice Shard, Superpower, Rocks. That's all you need for this Pokemon. It's just incredibly hard hitting and pretty fat actually. Like AV Mamoswine I've ran in the past, not in OLT, but it put in work. It can definitely do that with its really, really good HP. So it can take a lot of hits pretty well, and really situational abilities, but at least they're not bad. Like Oblivious can be taunted, and Thick Fat can be really nice. Provide as a really good ice resist for my team. But yeah, Mamoswine is just incredible for my team to pair along with Meloetta and Thundurus. I just want to see, I'm just really interested to see how teams try to prepare against my first 3 picks. Like, I don't really know any defensive Pokemon that can really take advantage of my first 3 picks, other than like Cresselia, but that gets set up on by Thunder, you know. So I don't know if anybody picked Cresselia in the first place, but yeah, going into my next few picks, Jay, the person, another finalist from last season, he was like saying in my front office, hey, you should get a bulky psychic Chansey Mega Aggron, and I'm like, yeah, this is a fantastic idea, let's do that. And then I picked Ray Nicholas. First of all, Ray Nicholas is just a really good mon. I'm going to talk about Ray Nicholas first. Ray Nicholas is really good and gives me even more aids to offense because it gives me a Trick Room option, which I really, really like. So you can't really prep for my first 3 mons by outspeeding them. You also have to be wary of Trick Room. Like, Trick Room Mamoswine can be situational, but Trick Room Ray Nicholas is just incredible. 125 special attack with Psychic and Fighting coverage is all you need. It's just really good. Magic Guard and Regenerator are 2 broken abilities, and yeah, just really solid setup options with, like, you can run stored powered sets, or if you choose to run mono attacking, that's fine. You can run like Barrier or Iron Defense, I don't know which one it gets, and Calm Mind Recover. Just a really good mon, man, and really looking forward to see how it does this season. So that's my bulky psychic that my team kind of struggles against. I have 2 fighting types, or 2 fighting weaknesses already on my team with the Meloetta and Mamoswine. And Ray Nicholas is definitely just a really solid fighting switch. And like a Mega Medi, it can't really touch Ray Nicholas because it can't like boost up all over it, or Iron Defense or something like that. But yeah, after this, I picked up Chansey. And the moment I picked up Chansey, I'm like, what a fucking mistake, man. I should never have picked up Chansey, because look at my team. Does Chansey ever fit with these 4 mons? No. It just takes away all the momentum that I've ever had with this team, with my Ray Nicholas serving as a really nice bulky pivot. And my first 2 picks with U-turn, it just takes away all my offensive momentum. So I'm like, Jay, why'd you make me pick Chansey? But it was definitely my fault for being a tard, so nobody else to blame but me. So I picked up Chansey, and we also had a grace period right after the draft, and I made some transactions, some changes to the team. So this is the draft that you're seeing right now is going to be my post grace period transactions that you're going to see. So I traded Chansey for Seismitoad. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about Seismitoad. Fuck Chansey, I hate that mon. Seismitoad is one of the premier leads in the game, I feel like, because people are going to really want to set up rocks against like my Mamo and my Thundy and my Meloetta even, because those things can pivot around really easily, and they want to punish those switches that I'm going to be making. So they're probably going to get up rocks first turn, right? That's probably going to be their priority. But most rockers are going to be like what? Ground type, rock type, steel type, stuff like that. And Seismitoad hits all those super effectively, which is incredible as a lead, and also serves as a water switch in, so it can help out the Mammo right there because of water absorb. Swiftsim can be like, what's it called, situational. But this thing also gets rocks to help out my Seismitoad. So I have 2 ground types that are rockers, but this is my water, and it's going to be neutral to ice, but I'm not too worried about that because I pick up another very, very good water later on, and I also have an ice resist in my Mamswine technically with Thick Fat, unless it's like a Kieran Black. But yeah, Seismitoad is really good. I had it in UPA this past season. Well, I'm still using it in UPA. It's still going on, but yeah, just a really good mon. It doesn't get access to like Ice Beam though, which is the one thing I don't like about it. I have to run like physical if I want to run Scald. Well, I have to run like mix if I want to run Scald and like Ice Punch or Ice Coverage or whatever. So it doesn't get Ice Beam, which like really sucks. So that's the one thing that Swampert has over it, but I like Seismitoad a little more than Swampert. Also, Swampert was gone, I think, so Seismitoad was the only one available. But Seismitoad costs the same as Chansey, I think, and it's a really good mon, gives me another rocker. And next up I have Klefki. Klefki, I don't like Klefki as a Pokemon, I really don't. But JJ, a good bud of mine, said that, hey, Klefki fits your team, hyper offense, Prankster defog, so you can defog away the T-Spikes is really nice, and Prankster spikes in general, spike stack with your team. It's just really good, so I'm like, definitely agree with that. I'm going to pick up Klefki because it is a Steel Fairy. Frankly, not a very good one, but you don't want this thing being your only Steel and Fairy. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, Klefki here gives me Prankster Spikes and Prankster Defog in conjunction with Thundurus. I have the Prankster core right there, which is going to be very aids for people to play against. Can set up dual screens for something like my Ray Nicholas, which sounds honestly really filthy. It sounds really filthy, but it can also Prankster T-Wave things, Prankster Toxic, and hits mediocrely with like Deagleam and Player Off, and can also run like Calm Mindsets. A lot of niche moves that it has here. Really solid tech that I'm able to run. So really looking forward to using Klefki again. I have it in GE that I'm not uploading with my like Mega Lop Gothitelle team. So yeah, I don't really like Klefki that much, I'm gonna be honest, but it does fit my team, so that's why I picked it up. And next up, I really wanted a fairy to pair with my Klefki because I don't want that thing being my only fairy. So I picked up Diancie, which is another rocker, and that's going to complete my 3 rockers, which were all pretty good, quite honestly. Mamoswine, Seismitoad, Diancie are all very reliable rockers in my opinion. Seismitoad is going to be the one running rocks most of the time, I'd imagine, but Diancie here is another reliable rocker as it could take like everything from everything because it's ridiculous defenses, but its HP is very lacking, which is okay because it's bounced out by its incredible defenses. This thing is very, very versatile because it can run Trick Room as well to help out my Green Nicholas, which I really, really like. It can also run Calm Mind, Rock Polish as well, so you can really support the team in that respect as well and serve as its own win con because Rock Fairy Stab with the offensive pressure that it gives steals like Meloetta, Mamoswine, Seismitoad all hit like steals very, very hard, so it can really open the door for Diancie win con eventually. So I'm really looking forward to how Diancie like pairs with my team, and I really like it a lot. Gets pretty decent coverage on both sides as well. Diamond Storm is broken, so stuff like that is really nice. Also gives me a Cleric with Heal Bell, so it's my second Cleric, but I'm not going to use Meloetta with Heal Bell ever. But yeah, I really like this mon. I think it fits my team really well and synergizes as well. Next up, I wanted a Grass type, so I don't lose to like, you know, Zygarde, because my 2 fairies get hit super effectively by like 1,000 arrows. So Yeah, I have Dome Eyes here, which can switch in to a lot of those grass types, or ground types rather, because it has really good defense. 100 defense is really nice. Gets access to reliable recovery with Synthesis, and has a third stab to be able to offensively hit steel, or on the steel type side, with Anchor Shot, which is a pretty broken move in my opinion, because it can trap any mon, and also gets stabbed with its ability, so it's really nice. So it's like, yeah, prevents a target from switching out, as you can see there. So, like, Klefki isn't going to be ever running, like, steel stab ever, really, because it's going to be, like, dual screens, 2-wave, dazzling gleam, stuff like that. But this thing can offensively run steel type moves with the Anchor Shot, and really nice coverage, and it hits incredibly hard. Banded sets are also really nice on this thing, and also gives me a spinner, which I think is just going to be really invaluable for my team, because I can set up spikes with my Klefki and rocks. I can spin hazards away without my own hazards going away, which I think is just going to be invaluable for my team. It has really good defenses too, with the ability to hit hard, and also gets aided by Trick Room with Dynasty and Ray Nicholas, which I really like as well. So yeah, I really like Dome Eyes in this matchup, quite honestly, and I think it's going to match up, wow, on my draft, and I think it's going to work out pretty well. Now, next up, I needed a dark type, and I needed a dark type, first of all. That's necessary on every draft, I feel like. The only good dark type left was Incineroar, and you guys know how much I despise fire types, but I think it's not bad here because I have 2 spinners, I have 2 prankster defoggers, which I think it'll be fine. Because one thing I hate about fire types is its rock's weakness, and this is not a fairy switch in because it is neutral to it. Fairy types, but that's why I do have Klefki. It can switch into most fairy types, which is really nice, but Incineroar gives me a really nice pivoting option. It can spam knockoff against bulky psychics for my Meloetta, and yeah, Incineroar is a pretty good Pokemon. It's one of my, how do I say it? I hate this fire type the least, pretty much. Like, I despise fire types, but Incineroar I think is really nice with my team. It can pivot around, run really bulky sets as well. Intimidate is really good for my Meloetta, and in general, just really good team support there. It gives me more momentum, which I really, really like. And yeah, just Incineroar, you already know what Incineroar does. Is Fat can hit pretty hard with its pretty good coverage as well. And AV sets can be really nice as well. So yeah, good stuff. GG from, that's from Kiki's Delivery Service, a Studio Ghibli movie. God, I love Studio Ghibli, man. If anybody wants to like binge watch Studio Ghibli movies with me, just hit me up, dude. I'm always down. But yeah, man, next up I go into my Mega Blastoise. So I really I don't think Megas were required to be picked, first of all, but I feel like every draft it needs to have a Mega, regardless of whether you need one or not, or whether you're allowed to not have one at all, because usually Mega Pokemon are the best value picks. Like I got this thing for like this a little more than like Ray Nicholas. I don't really remember how much this thing costs, but it's just incredible value for these unholy stats. Like it's so fat, dude. It's so fat and hits stupid hard with 135 special attack. I think it's stronger than this thing, dude. It's so stupid. This is actually my strongest special attacker on my team. Even though Ray Nicholas and Thundy are both on my team, which hit really hard, this is actually my strongest hitting special thing on my draft. So what Mega Blastoise gives me is a second bulky water for my ice types, since my other Seismitoad is actually neutral to ice type moves. So Mega Blastoise can take care of those pretty well. Unless it's like a Karen Black, I can't really switch into Fusion Bolts, and I can't run like Wakan, obviously. But this thing is stupid fat. It's a second spinner, which I really, really like on my draft, because as you can see, I'm adding T-Spikes with my Grace Period transaction, so I don't need to worry about getting rid of T-Spikes, anything like that. And yeah, I saw Chess use this thing last season in Harmony, and it did really, really well for him, man. I was really impressed with how he used it, and I think it's just a really good mon. And I think Chess was the one that suggested Mega Blastoise to me, so shout out to that. I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was him. So yeah, Mega Blastoise is a really good mon, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this plays with my team. And it's actually my second favorite mon that I'm excited to using on my team. Wait, that didn't make any sense, but yeah, I'm really excited to use Meloetta, but then Mega Blastoise, man, that thing is gonna be a big threat. And yeah, really excited to use this thing with all its coverage, like Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, shit like that. It's just really good in my opinion. And next up, I had a little leftover points from transactions when I made the change from Chansey to Seismitoad, so I got Roselia, gives me another grass type, which can be situational, but Bronson taught me the ways of Roselia. After he set up T-Spikes, after I'm like, okay, Bronson, there's no way you're bringing Roselia. He ends up bringing it and sets up T-Spikes in my face. And, like, it's so fat, too. Like, for no reason. Like, you just invest max his def, and this thing is fat for no reason. I hate this. But it sets up T-Spikes and Spikes, so a secondary Spike user is always nice to have. And T-Spikes with my drafts is just incredible, in my opinion. With this hyper offense, I can put out so much damage. Forcing switches, get them to take T-Spikes plus Spikes damage. Because these things are going to force switches, man. They are going to do that. So Roselia with T-Spike support is just going to be incredible for my team. And also gets aromatherapy if I ever need it. But yeah, this thing is going to be straightforward. It can, like, Lee Storm Gig Drain, I suppose. Dual Stab hits decently hard. Synthesis is nice recovery. It gets Leech, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Yeah, it gets Leech. And yeah, the dual Spikes core is basically what I got this thing for. So Versailles, a very obscure anime, if you haven't heard of it. It's like the Rose of Versailles. So that's what it's based after. So yeah, overall, I really like my team. There's a glaring issue right off the bat that I see. My speed tiers go from Young Thunders at 111 or to Mammoth Swine at 80. So yeah, not the best for me. So really need to find some transactions to fix that, because no draft is good with that kind of speed gap. I need like a base 100 or something. So yeah, I really need to fix that. But this is going to be the team I'm rocking at least for week 1 against the young Hiker Toad, which I believe is probably one of the best draft league players in this league at the moment. It's going to be a really good battle, and I have the Hiker Slayer helping me build. Young Big Daddy Dave, Large Father, is going to be helping me prep. So I already built the team, so Hiker, I'm coming for that ass, man. I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, man, I'm really excited to join this league, in all honesty. Thank you, Reese, for running the show once again, even though you had some issues like late last season. Glad to see that OLT is going to be back for another season. I'm just really excited for this opportunity. And yeah, I'm going to try to finesse some games and get some wins, man. That's going to be the goal. And yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about the draft in the comments below. What would you rate it 1 out of 10? And I believe this is only 8 weeks. I may be wrong about that. I can look at the doc really quickly if my life doesn't suck. But let me check really quickly. Hopefully you didn't click out of the video by now. If the doc would load. Schedule. Yeah, it is 8 weeks. So yeah, let me know what you guys think our record is going to be after 8 weeks. I'm going to go 5-3. I think that's going to be really, I'm going to set the bar high. I'm going to go 6-2 in this league. Go to playoffs and win it all. No, that's not going to be my prediction, but I'm at least going to go 5-3. That's going to be my solid prediction. 5-3. It's probably the goal. If I can go better than that, obviously that's going to be good. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about the draft and what you think our record will be at 8 games. So yeah, man, really like my team, and I'm really excited using it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me, and like always, have a swell day.